Like, when the channeling started, I was like sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I like hadn't seen her in like so long. I was so happy in like a sad way. My sister, she like told me something like totally terrible. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister. Don't you mean the defendant Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Mini. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness. Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course. Miss Meanie, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. Ready, Kedata. That's why I took my revenge. Ich habe keine Ahnung, Ready Cat. She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said? Yes. There. Are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that the spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find the one loose thread and unwind the tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. Okay. Something terrible? What was this thing she told you? Huh? Like, didn't I just, like, tell you about it? Did you, like, forget already? A foolish fool with a foolish sieve for a brain only speaks foolishly with foolish words. Well, excuse me, princess. Anyway, should I ask to hear the story again? I'm sorry, but could I hear the story one more time? Like, sure, no problem. I'll even, like, tell it all spooky-like for you. Danke, Justin. She really put a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush this. Let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up somewhere. Don't give up, but don't get careless, okay? Remember, calm and collected. Was that because of your sesame allergy, was it? Shh, you Chris, shut up. Like, that's right. I, think there were sesame seeds, in the lunch they served that day. I had, premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. Huh. I see. I am the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? Hallo! Können wir bitte aufhören, Name-Dropping aus späteren Spielen zu betreiben? Freunde der Sonne, ich kann auch ganz anders hier. Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think. 11 a.m. Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. Ah, no, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant, what time was it when the someone came into your room? Oh, so, that's what you meant. You should have been more, clear about it. So sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. It's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? What was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness about this person who entered the side room. Are you absolutely sure? I guess. You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who entered? I don't know. I mean, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright, the defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimimini? Ey Leute, wir wissen... Okay, ich gehe um freundliche Community. Was ich interessant finde, ist, hier hat man gerade herausgefunden, dass Phoenix Wright an only child ist. You were happy in a sad way? Hey Riku. Yeah, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with a surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But maybe if I was someone who didn't know about the occult, but I know all about the Quran channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. There wasn't any reason for me to, think anything was strange. But... Ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase objection. Could you try using that one once in a while? Mr. Wright. This question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister. Is it really that important? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, Mr. Wright, Miss Minnie, please amend your testimony. Okay, I'm totally cool with that. I wasn't scared at all and her costume looked totally normal. Chat, diese Zeugin lügt! That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Innie. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now. Are we, Phoenix? Miss Minnie, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Yeah, and? But I don't like what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Meanie, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Ah! Order, Miss Meanie. What is the meaning of this? Miss Meanie? I'm thinking, don't interrupt me. That. And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness. Her personality did a complete 180 80 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please. Ugh, the judge still looks a little shaken up, and a lot of help he's going to be. Leuten mit Barett kann man nie vertrauen. Das sind meistens Franzosen, das weiß doch jeder. The side room was kinda dark, you know? So the costume is purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I persuaded my sister. It wasn't right to do something like that. And then I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Huh? Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think, thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Alright, I guess not. Very well, you might question the witness. Okay, eine Sache, die mir hier gleich auffällt, weil ich einfach so ein Big Brain bin, ist die letzte Aussage. Die letzte Aussage... Oh, das ist schon Allegro? Krass, das ist schon das Allegro. Ich wusste gar nicht, dass es so schnell geht. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Das kann nicht sein, weil wir ja wissen, dass Pearl im Flur gespielt hat, bis die Polizei kam. Und sie hat ja gesagt, dass keiner da war. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe taking her revenge on Dr. Gray made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial, I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. Ist echt so far so. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push yourself subjective opinions into this court. That's right. Excuse me? But how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Meanie's? You're such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Trite! Oh mein Gott! Okay, ich habe jetzt gerade, falls ihr das Spiel nicht wisst, dann wisst ihr nicht, warum ich gelacht habe. Aber ich habe jetzt gerade gelacht, weil das recht witzig ist. Für zukünftige Spiele. Okay. Can't breathe. Let me out of here. You didn't see the blood? Yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at the time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face. Huh. Continue. And what was your sister, Miss Meanie, at the time? Well, she was totally flipped out cause she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think she knew she said she did something really bad. And she said she wanted to go with me to apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Miss Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Yeah. May I ask you one more thing, Miss Meanie? Sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When you were in the side room, were you going to the crime scene, arrived at the crime scene? I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Huh? Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber? It is very important. Ja, das wissen wir doch. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Very well. Miss Meanie, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony. I don't get why, but okay. I, didn't see anyone on the way, Jetzt ist es richtig! Mann, ich wusste es von Anfang an. Aber ich musste vorher noch irgendwelche Kacke machen. I finally found the fault, or guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Urn? There are cracks, do you see them? So, what does that prove? Who cares about some worn-out old urn? Yeah. I already, said I didn't see, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, totally say anything about, an urn, did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I propose that if you had really been walking along the winding way at the time, there was no way you could not have seen this person. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan's Faye's daughter, Pearl Faye. Yes, and how is this child relevant? It just so happened that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. Oh. And she just happened to break this urn. Oh. Oh! Wait, she broke the urn? Yep, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball. No! And Pearl was the one who put it back together. While sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Wow! Ich finde den Gesichtsausdruck super, wenn sie halt die Mütze über ihr Gesicht zieht. Miss Meanie. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see? If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Krah. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Meanie. You are a masterful liar. Ah! Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Meanie, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There's no way. Your lie ends here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contradiction here. Contradiction? Where is this contradiction? It's in her testimony just now. It's in the evidence. Help me, Mia. Help me, Mia. Ist auch nice. It's in the evidence. It's in her testimony just now. The answer is in the court record. What? Huh. Planning to throw out another irrelevant piece of evidence? Very well. The court will see this evidence. Wait. Mia. I don't know what you plan on showing to the court, but I can guarantee you the answer is not there. Just this once, I'll lend you a hand. Now rethink your answer. Alright. Oh, okay. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Meanie, you made the following statement. And Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know. It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. we had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Meanie, how did you know that fact? How? I concede that Miss Faye was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Meanie, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by the way of the winding way. Wah! Winding way. But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Meanie, please answer the question. Don't ask a question of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out of the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, please, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Meenie. So now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? Natürlich am Tatort. Miss Meanie was here, of course. But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Meanie was at the scene of the crime. Order! That's what... Ah! Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that. Only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please, explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Eenie Meenie was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Es gibt nur einen Ort und das muss hier hinten gewesen sein. Here, of course. Behind the folding screen. Ugh! Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball. Now, Miss Meanie. One so young as you shouldn't be saying, "Shut up, Gramps," as if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. The clothing box. Daher auch die Einschusslöcher. Miss Meanie, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah! That tiny little box, no person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. Ah! But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right, I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright? Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? Selbstverständlich. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove. This clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. As if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. This... what on earth? Huh! I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole. About 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. Hey, Rallequalle. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen. which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Ah! Miss Meanie, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Ah! Order, order! So what you are saying... Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Meenie? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Eenie Meenie, you were hiding inside this box, clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. Da haben Sie recht. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ah! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Kammer, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious. Miss Meanie, you had an accomplice. Morgan Fay. Gah, this person. If it wasn't someone from Kurine Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fay household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fay. Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Meanie? Ah! You shoot Dr. Gray with your own two hands. Do you deny it? Ah! I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Bang! Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low on the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and... bang. After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Meanie, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fay chased us out. Please, leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Krass, oder? Ha! Ha 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 ha! Who is that laughing at a time like this? Ah! Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is this? What is this time? Or what is it this time? Miss Von Karma, surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world?